Hello, Cheryl. Can you hear me? It's Megan.
Hi, Sean. Can you hear me? It's Megan.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
I'm just busy. I've been trying to fix my webcam problem, but it doesn't really
Okay.
look like it's fixing.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't see me, right?
No, I can't see you.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Anyway, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm a bit sick. I got what the kids have, and
Hello, my name is Caleb. I love to eat.
Hello.
Hello.
what's going on now? Why did I press replay?
No.
What's it doing?
Hello. Good.
Why is it replaying?
Sure, I don't know.
Cheryl, I sent you two invitations, one to watch it as an audience and one to both at the same time.
I'm mixing it.
Hey.
Caleb.
Have children come out of there?
Oh man! Okay. I'm going. Bye.
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 How old are they, Cheryl?
2. My little girl turned 2 last week, and Caleb is 4.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. Little.
Yeah, I was just listening to my neighbors playing outside their house and thinking
Yeah.
they've grown up. I think the little girl's about 2 as well. So cute. Cheryl, I'm hoping that some other people are
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm hoping some other people are going to join as well. So let's just wait to see if anyone else does, and then
Okay.
if they do or if they don't, then we can still have the discussion.
Okay.
Okay. So let me just, while we're waiting, I'm going to see if I can figure out what's wrong with my webcam.
Okay, that's fine.
A few minutes.
This could be a flex.
Hmm? Hmm? Okay, let's pick that up, please.
Oh, that's so healthy. Mommy. Some over here. Mommy, I'm just doing my soup. Mommy, I'm doing some
Let's go inside quick and water's run out, eh?
Yeah.
I'm looking if everyone is in, okay?
Okay, Caleb. Just don't mess around with it, please.
I'm putting it up for you.
Oh, you can sit here. Sarah, sit here.
We have Emma. Hello.
Nhưng mà đâu có sơ webcam cả. Mà anh đâu có sơ webcam. Mà anh
Emma.
Hi.
I'm afraid my webcam's not working today.
No problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Yay. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Cheryl was on the Hangout a few minutes ago, but she just left. So I'm hoping she'll come back.
Okay. Awesome. Sorry.
I saw your picture a little minute ago, but now I don't. Do you know why that it isn't working?
No, normally we have like the lighthouse. Oh, okay, is that what it was? So you're saying your webcam works, but mine doesn't?
No, I don't think mine is working. Can you see my face?
No, I can't see your face, but I mean, if you can see my face.
Now I can see your face. Yay.
Well, that's weird. Alright. Is Cheryl joining us?
I hope so. I've just emailed her asking her to come back. So
Okay.
hopefully she will. I'm also trying to join again myself from a second computer in the hope that that webcam's working. But anyway, how has your day been?
Long.
Lots of work.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's been a long day. I got the feedback for the assignment this morning. Thank you. That was exciting. I had such a rough week yesterday. Last week. Excuse me. So I sent in the assignment 3 days late, and I felt really bad about it. Sorry if it made like extra marking time for you. But yeah, it was a really rough week with assignments and with work and with other stuff. But I've kind of like, I found my feet again, so that's good now.
Good. That's good. Yeah, I must say when I was reading your essay, it didn't feel quite as high quality as your work normally feels, and I got the impression that it was because you were rushed.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. But the good thing is you still got good marks, so it's fine.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, all the marks for everyone's assignments were really high. Everyone did very well, and I think it was partly because it was quite a clear. I guess it was quite a clear instructions. Like you just had to do what the question asked, and then I gave you the marks.
Yeah, it helps having the rubric. That's really handy because then you can see exactly what you know, what you need to write to get marks. That's really helpful.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, the next essay, I can't remember what it's on, but it's more of an essay, less of a report. So the rubric won't be quite as specific. Like this one was almost down to each single mark that was allocated.
Yes,
But
that's right.
generally, it's not that specific.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Megan, would you mind if I made a quick copy real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just behind me. I'll be like less than 30 seconds. I'll be right back. I can still hear you, so you can still talk to me.
Okay, I can talk. I want to hear how you found the last unit, and I'm busy also trying to connect on my other computer. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my webcam isn't working, because when I check the settings, it's working, but then on the actual Hangout, it's not. So I don't know. Anyway. So the next assessment that's coming up is the test, the mid-semester test, at the end of I think after the midterm break. I think it is. So
switch from that little camera to the camera on the laptop. I don't know who did that. That's why your face is there.
Apparently, our pastor says that the camera is switched or something. That's why we can't see your face.
No. That's why we see your face and not the classroom.
Yeah, there's something like the camera is, it's almost like it's inverted. Like you can see my face, but you're supposed to see the classroom instead of my face. Oh. Cheryl just joined us.
Yay, yes. Cheryl, can you hear us?
Technology drama. Woo.
I know, it's frustrating.
The gremlins. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Hi.
Caleb, come, boy.
Hello.
Glad you're back.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize it went off. So I just fixed it.
Both Emma and I have been having problems as well, so
Okay.
it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So, should we go through the discussion questions that I prepared? Emma, they're similar to the questions I asked you last time. So, both of you, give me the first 3 words that are coming to mind when I ask you how you're feeling about the module at the moment. Maybe Cheryl.
How I'm feeling about the module. It's okay. I am a bit stressed with a lot of stuff, but I'm enjoying it. I also enjoyed looking at your video of the heart. I didn't attempt to do it myself, but I did enjoy doing it or watching it. And it is very interesting learning about the body and all the different things, like with the heart. I was finding that very interesting.
That's awesome. And you also emailed me saying that the assignment on infectious diseases was also very interesting for you.
Yes, yeah, it was informative because it helped me with Sarah that was sick. So it was very practical.
That's awesome. And Emma, tell me how you're feeling about the module at the moment.
I need to think, what did we do last week? What are we doing? I remember I did the and it was interesting. The French rhythms, I remember that. Give me a second, I need to refresh my memory. Yeah, it's going well. It's like a little bit more study material at the moment. Doesn't come as easily as like a few units back because it's new material for me. But it's still very like interesting, and I like the fact that you give the extra readings because it helps to it just makes my understanding a little better.
Okay, awesome. Oh, I think I just muted both of you. I'm trying to unmute you. Woo-hoo. I don't know what I did. So confusing.
Hi.
Oh, there we go. You're back. Hello.
Hi.
My next question: Have you glanced through the new unit that we're about to start at all? And if you have, maybe Emma, can you go first?
Megan, I think Shirley has to mute that.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Come, guys, go down. Go to Danny.
Caleb, come.
Hi.
Sarah, I think you've got to mute your button when Megan says
Come, Sarah.
Sorry?
you've got to mute your button when Megan speaks.
Okay.
Come, Sarah. Go.
There we go.
No.
Okay, much better. What was the question?
Yeah, my question. Have you glanced at all at the next unit on the respiratory system? And
No.
You haven't. Okay.
No.
So
I do remember the respiratory system in high school, and that is fun because I got a lot of bronchitis when I was growing up, and it was really like good to know more about your airways. I've always had like airway drama, so it's good. I'm looking forward to it.
okay, that's awesome. And Cheryl, are you looking? What do you think about the coming up unit on the respiratory system? Oh, you must unmute yourself.
I haven't looked at this unit or this week's work yet, but yeah, I'm interested to know more about it. Also to be able to implement it when I'm working with the kids as well. So yeah, even though it's challenging, I'm looking forward to it. Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I am looking forward to it.
Okay, good.
I don't know what to expect, but I am looking forward to it. Yeah, I enjoy it.
So, let me just give me 1 sec. My computer's about to die of battery. I just need to plug it in. Hang on. Okay, we're safe. Yeah, can you hear me? Hopefully. I was looking over the unit today, and I also found it very interesting because since I wrote the unit, I've been diagnosed with asthma. So I identify with you, Emma, that it makes things much more interesting when you identify yourself. And yeah, I think it's when now that I know that I've got asthma, it makes me think differently about the respiratory system and the problems that people have.
That's really fascinating because I grew up with asthma and I grew out of it. But yeah, it's weird how that happens. Have you always had it, or was it just a recent thing?
Apparently, I've always had it, but it was manageable. and it just meant that I coughed often, and I had allergies, but not very bad ones, just that bothered me all the time. And I got a cough every winter, a bad chest infection every winter. And then it got worse recently, and so I was diagnosed. Interesting. Apparently, all the women in my family have it. But anyway, in a minute, I'm going to share a link to an article with you that I'd like you to read, and we can discuss it. But I just have another. It's about the lungs. But I have a couple more questions about how you're finding the module at the moment. My next question is there anything that is frustrating you, or that you'd like to suggest, or that you're finding concerning at the moment? Cheryl, would you like to go first?
Nothing is frustrating. I do find sometimes when we've got a project and a quiz that it's challenging, but it's not frustrating. It's just very challenging, but I get through it.
Okay, cool. It's difficult because the quizzes need to keep going, but then there also needs to be an assignment, so I can understand that feels like a lot sometimes. Emma, do you have any suggestions or frustrations?
No, I agree with Cheryl. Like, nothing is frustrating to me at all, but it's just, it's challenging, and it's, I'm like relearning how to allocate my time for all the modules at the moment, because that mid-year holiday kind of threw me off balance. So, and I was only used to like working, but now I've got to focus on study and working. So I'm just like trying to rebalance that. No, but nothing's frustrating, like Cheryl said.
That's good. I'm still busy trying to work with someone at Cornerstone to allow you guys to see the feedback from the quizzes, because I remember, Emma, you asked me last time to try and sort that out. But we haven't fixed it yet. He's been working on it, but he can't figure out why you can't see the feedback. So hopefully it'll be sorted out soon, and I'm really sorry that it's like you can't at the moment. Okay, can I share the link to an article with you? Or do you have any more comments before we look at the article? Either of you? Emma's fine. Cheryl, do you have anything else you want to say? Nothing? Okay. Here's a link. I'm posting it into the group chat. If you click on that link and read it, and then it's not very long at all, and then we're going to discuss it when you finish reading. So maybe when you finished reading, just unmute yourself and speak into the microphone, and then we can discuss it.
I agree with the article. Megan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry.
Just before you start talking about it, let's just check whether Cheryl's finished reading. Cheryl, have you finished reading yet?
Yes, I have.
Mommy.
Okay, so so the question I have for each of you first, could you type into the chat a 1 or 2 sentence summary about what the article was about? Just a 1 sentence summary. What was the article about? Awesome. Both of you wrote a really good summary. Yes, it is about secondhand smoke, and it's about the long-term effects of secondhand smoke. So well done. Now, I'd like you to look at the article and scan through it and see whether you can find anything that you knew before, anything that was familiar to you or that linked to something that was familiar to you. And then you can unmute yourself and share it. Maybe, Cheryl, would you like to go first?
I've always known that smoking or secondhand smoke is dangerous. Even as a child, I've known about secondhand smoke, especially when kids. I mean, my dad also smoked in the house, so yeah.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to mute yourself, Cheryl? Emma, is there anything that you were familiar with?
Yes, like Cheryl said, I also knew that secondhand smoking was bad. And I grew up in a house where my grandmother and my mom smoked, and it did have an effect on my health. So from a young age, I can remember that. Whenever I was around cigarette smoke, my chest would start to close up, and I would just feel really ill in any case. So I did know that that was bad, and I knew about emphysema.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was my granddad's family friend died from that, and it just, when I heard about the disease for the first time, it was really like scary or terrifying to me, because I have a big fear of like not getting breath, like not being able to breathe. So the disease just sounds like extra scary, because you know they struggle to breathe, they struggle to get oxygen into their body, whatever. Yeah.
Cheryl, do you know the word emphysema? Do you recognize the name of that disease?
Yes, I do. I've heard of it.
Do you have a feeling of what it's about?
I think it's got to do where you struggle, you can't breathe properly, and but quite intense. I'm not sure exactly all the details, but I think that's, yeah, and I think you die from it.
Mm-hmm. Emma, is there anything you'd like to add? Anything that you know about emphysema?
I know one word. It's got something to do with your alveoli, and that's it. Like
Yeah.
something about the alveoli that stops working, and don't ask me anymore. It's like 5 years ago since I studied about that. But yeah, that's what I remember from high school.
Okay, so I'd like you to you're right, but we're gonna figure out a little bit more. So go to the article. It says on the left there, health library, and I want you to read the paragraph just to the right of that. The paragraph says the lungs are supposed to have air in there. So Emma, the alveoli that you were talking about, those are the small holes. They're the small. I wish you could see me because I'm making shapes with my hands. But they're small little pockets surrounded with blood vessels, so that's an alveolus. can you figure out, according to what that paragraph was saying, can you figure out what happens with emphysema? Emma, do you want to try? She's having problems.
Okay, I'm guessing the alveoli in your lungs become less, or they lose their shape or something. Then they lose their shape and their function or something like that. And they lose their shape and their function when you smoke.
Yes. Good try.
Okay.
Carol, do you want to add anything more that you're guessing might be about emphysema to do with the alveoli?
Probably that they won't be able to get enough oxygen released through the blood vessels in there as well. That probably stops it from happening.
Yeah. Both of you have made very good guesses. Well done. What actually happens with emphysema is it's good that you have small little pockets in your lungs, many of them. They're called the alveoli. But what happens in emphysema is that the walls of the alveoli get damaged, and so instead of being many small little pockets surrounded with blood vessels so that the oxygen can get into the blood, like you said, Cheryl, instead there's big holes without the walls in between them. There's just big holes with blood vessels only around the outside. So basically emphysema destroys the alveoli. And so what they said in that paragraph was the small holes can expand and merge, and then they form larger holes, and then there's not as many blood vessels throughout the holes, so I mean like around all the alveoli, and so then the person can't get enough oxygen, and they do die, like one of you said, they do die at the end. It wasn't mentioned in the article, but another aspect of emphysema is that the lungs fill with fluid. I'm not entirely sure why, but I know that the lungs fill with fluid. And so I think that's why it's such a horrible sounding death, because it's a combination of not being able to get enough air, like you said, Emma, and also the feeling of fluid being in your lungs, which is not a good feeling at all. So my next question, that the paragraph after that, the paragraph that starts for people who hadn't grown up with smokers, do you want to summarize for us what that paragraph is saying? Cheryl, would you like to go first? The last paragraph, sorry. Not the last paragraph, the second to last paragraph. The one that says for people who haven't grown up with smokers, 17% of their lung tissue had this air-like density, and so on.
I think it's just pretty much saying that if you've been in contact with someone that has been smoking, your chances of suffering are greater than those that have not been exposed.
That's a good summary, yes. Emma, do you want to add anything?
No, I agree with Cheryl. I think she said it wonderfully. Yes, and when you grow up with people who smoke a lot, then it increases your chances to get lung problems later on in life.
Yes. And so what it's actually even saying is that one of the characteristics of emphysema is that 30 to 60% of the lung has got the air-like consistency, so it's just made of holes, big holes, bad holes. 30 to 60% of their lungs are like that, and they're saying for even a person who doesn't have emphysema, but if they grew up with a smoker, they'll have about 17 or 20% of holes in their lungs, which is not as bad as emphysema, but it's still quite bad. especially considering that a person with healthy lungs, 0% of their lungs would be made of holes. All of their lungs would be made of tissue, the alveoli, which have just very small holes in them. Okay, so let me ask 2 final questions about this article. Question number 1, if you were a scientist, do these holes regenerate? That's a good question. I think the article indicated that it didn't, because didn't the article say something about, up at the top there, the interesting part about this is we don't know a whole lot about how lungs change over time and whether they heal completely. So I think that's indicating that the holes don't heal. Especially we know for emphysema sufferers, the holes don't heal. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But for a person who's just been a secondhand smoker, I don't know. But I would guess not. What do you think, Emma?
I think maybe. You never know. No, I was just wondering, like, my mom still smokes, but when I was growing up, my mom and my grandmother smoked, but they didn't smoke in the house, so they tried not to smoke in the house. So I would still like smell it and be around it, but it would be less than, say, living with someone who smokes in the house, like in your living area. I'm wondering if that has like if they were talking about the 17% being around smoke constantly or being around smoke partially.
What you're highlighting is actually a good answer to my next question. My next question was going to be, if you were a scientist, what next steps might you take to investigate this further? And so that might be a good thing to look into. Is it different for people who were only around a small amount of smoke, or is it compared to a lot of smoke? Can you think of any other things you might look into if you were a scientist wanting to look into this further? Emma, do you want to go first?
Well, I know they spoke about tobacco smoke, but there are different kinds of smoke.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, are certain cigarette brands more potent than others, or cigars, or whatever. Maybe we could look into that.
That's very interesting. Yes. Cheryl, can you think of anything you would look into if you were a scientist looking into this?
Well, the article was talking about they don't really know the long-term results, so maybe I would try and figure out what the long-term results are of people that were in contact with smokers, maybe, just to see if there is actual real damage, and maybe if there's anything that we can do to prevent it.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. Yeah, because in the article, at one point there was a question, should smoking around children be illegal? And that's a very interesting question. It was an interjection, almost like it was a link in the article. That would be a very interesting thing to consider also if you were a scientist. Like maybe it's so damaging to have secondhand smoke that actually we should be fighting for it to be illegal to smoke around children. But anyway, good things for scientists to look into. So my final question, how might you apply the knowledge from this article to your real life? Cheryl, would you like to go first?
Well, from now on, if anyone is smoking, I'm going to be very careful, especially if my kids are around, so that they don't get into contact with it, just to be careful, and just to be more aware of the consequences of smokers and smoking. Also try and get my kids not to ever try do it, explain to them the real risks of it, even in classes as well, tell them about the the dangers of it, as well as secondhand smoke.
Awesome. Emma, how will it apply to your life? How could you apply it?
Well, I hate smoking. Like, that's one of my pet peeves. And like, not a day goes by where I don't like complain to my mom or my grandmother. They're so sick of me. But it's okay, because I'm looking out for their health. But yes, like Cheryl said, I wouldn't want to be around smoking at all. And like, even if I go out to a place where there's a lot of smoke, like if I go to a restaurant, or not a restaurant, say if we go to a bar or something, like in my university days, like I would rather sit outside than inside. I really hate being around smoke. So it's just like making choices that are a bit healthier for you. And when you are married and you have a family, obviously making good choices for your children.
Do you know what it's making me think? There's a place I go out dancing with my friends, and there's often cigarette smoke in the one room, and the only reason it's ever bothered me is because then my clothes smell like cigarette smoke afterwards. It's never occurred to me that being around the smoke could be bad for my own health. So our discussion has helped me to think, actually, I think I'm going to copy you, Emma, and rather stand outside or be in a different room, because it's actually also bad for me.
Just wear a coat in winter. Like, I remember I was in Stellenbosch, and I don't know if you guys know Bohemia. It's this really crowded bar at any time of the day, actually. Except, yeah, no, it's always full. But I would always like to stay outside, because inside it was such a condensed area of smoke, and I'd rather be cold or, I don't know, whatever, and be around the smoke. It's really gross.
Yeah, it's a good lesson. Okay, that's all I've prepared for us to discuss. Do you have any concluding thoughts about the article? Anything you want to say? Emma? Nothing? Cheryl?
Just that it's pretty scary if you think about it. Like, we could be sitting here with like holes in our lungs and not even know it. So, yeah.
Very true.
Yes, I want to add on to Cheryl. Like, I don't always take into account that it's addictive. Like, I think it's the most addictive drug that's promoted as a non-drug. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, my dad literally smokes a packet a day, and it's like burning money. It literally is like taking a rand or a note and just setting it on fire. So it's really scary how addictive it is, how people struggle for years and years to stop smoking, and then they always have those cravings. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you for adding that. It's very true. I remember in my university studies, a lecturer mentioned once that it takes 7 seconds for the nicotine, after your first inhalation of the first breath of the cigarette, it's 7 seconds until the nicotine hits your bloodstream, because it starts being absorbed already from your mouth. So it's not even a long-term addiction. It's an instantaneous. I mean, not that you instantly get addicted, but it's an instant fix. So I think that's partly what continues people's addiction as well. Anyway, do you have any final things to say about our tutorial? Any final comments? You're both shaking your heads. Okay. I'm really sorry that my webcam wasn't working. The light is shining at me, so it's saying it should be working, but it's not, and so I'm sorry. Hopefully it will work next time. But thank you both for coming. Cheryl, I guess it was helpful for you that you were able to link in from home, is that right? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for me because I can't get to the CLC, especially on a Monday. So it's great that I can just do it from home.
Okay, cool.
Avast virus database has been updated.
Yeah, I'll keep doing that. So I'll send the invite to your personal account, and then you can choose to link in at home. All right, I think that's all. Thank you very much, ladies. Good luck with your work this week. I hope it goes well.